You like that?
We're gonna bite a kneecap off. We're gonna bite a kneecap. We're gonna bite a kneecap off.
You like that?
Now that's even good in the neighborhood. Now that's even good in the neighborhood.
Yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, candles open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lies to sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes win. Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose what I get to, never lose, move on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning, it's crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Every Monday, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Hello, welcome on, welcome all. It is the Lion Villain Report, and it's your host, it's your boy, Russell Wayne, up in the house right here, and we're broadcasting live into the Lions Villain Squad Facebook page. Look at that, over 56,000 followers in there. Why have billions when you can have thousands? Ooh, and we are broadcasting live into YouTube at Lions Villain Squad and at JC Sports Network right there. And we are in the Detroit Lions News Podcast Facebook page right there with 77,000. Nice. Very nice. We are brought to you by NFL Shop. That is our affiliate marketing partner and you can use that QR code, or you can use the link that I am throwing into the comments right now to save up to 30% off of your order from our affiliate marketing partner there at NFL Shop. Right there. You want to be guilty by association, you own a business, you want to partner with the Villain Squad, then you can get a hold of Main Event Mike right there. Call him up at 810-9 or 620-2167. You can get that info for yourself. It's faith, family, and football on this show in that order. Yes, we use football. Spend time with our family. We use football to create memories. We don't let football use us. And most importantly, join the conversation. Thank you to the ones that are joining the conversation, the ones that are liking, sharing, and commenting and supporting the UDFA of sports podcasting. Yes, that is us here at the Villain Squad. Yes, we're not the best. We're not even the second best. We might not even be the fifth best in the world, but we're still going to be here. We're still going to keep on grinding. We're going to still keep on.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
We're going to listen to Dan Campbell right there. In the comments right here and right now, as I welcome my partner, Emmy nominated Main Event Mike.
Good morning, Russ. Good morning, Villains. Sorry, I'm late. Wait a minute. Oh, just got to report. The Lions just scored again. Looks like Russ having some difficulties. Screen keeps freezing there. There you go. You're back now, buddy.
Awesome. Cool. So, Mike, go ahead and take that over, since I'm going to have technical difficulties today, and I can feel that I want to crush my internet provider.
So, like every Monday, whether it's win or lose, we come and we run through the box score for this Detroit Lions game. Lions beat the Titans at home 52-14. That's right, a 52 burger they drop on the Titans at home. Lions only 226 yards of total offense with a 52-point scoreboard. Let's see how they got that done. Jared Goff only attempted 15 passes. He had less than 100 yards. He was 12 of 15 for 85 yards and 3 touchdowns. That still accounted for a passer rating of 129.9. Amazing. We just didn't need Goff as much in this game as we've needed him. A total, like I said, of 225 yards, 164 yards rushing. Jahmyr Gibbs, 127 of those yards on 11 carries and a touchdown, including a 70-yard gem where he never got touched down the sidelines. Just too much speed, just too much for that Tennessee defense. We basically scored at will. We did have a few punts in the game, but fortunately we have the best punter in the game, and I don't think it can be understated how big he was. He had 5 punts, but he averaged 61 yards, including a 67-yarder that flipped the field at a crucial moment for the Lions to keep their foot on the necks of the Titans. Titans, meanwhile, 416 yards of total offense in a losing effort. They just couldn't get it done in the red zone. 4 turnovers by the Titans. That's the story. Besides the special teams play, that 4 turnovers by the Titans offense, definitely the story of the game. David Montgomery, 7 carries, 33 yards and a touchdown, a respectable 3.7-yard average. He also threw a touchdown pass. Incredible play in the red zone. Sam Laporta on the receiving end of that touchdown pass had 6 catches, 48, his best game so far this season. With no Jameson Williams, everybody else stepped up, including Khalif Raymond, folks. Khalif Raymond had 2 catches for 14 yards and a touchdown. But beyond that, he also had 5 punt returns for 190 yards and a touchdown, a 90-yard electric touchdown return, and then fell 9 yards short of tying the NFL record for kick return yards in a game. Another story here, Jake Bates continues to be perfect. He hits a crucial 51-yard field goal. He is still perfect on the season, minus 1 extra point miss. Amon-Ra St. Brown, two catches, 7 yards and a TD. Also, Brock Wright with a touchdown catch. They spread it around real nice yesterday. And just Dan Campbell in his press conference called it a complete team win. He always talks about 3 phases of the game. One thing that was a bit disturbing for me, the defense with 1 sack. 1 sack in the game, while Tennessee Titans had 4 sacks in the game. Jack Campbell led the team with 11 tackles again. He leads this team in tackles for the year. Amik Robertson getting burned a couple of times last week and even burned yesterday by Calvin Ridley, who was on fire. Calvin Ridley, 10 catches, 143 yards. But Amik Robertson with 2 punch-outs caused 2 fumbles. Campbell said in his presser how they work on that in practice and the team making it happen. Great play by Amik Robertson. And 1 sack by the Detroit Lions. That's the only disturbing thing. There didn't seem to be a whole lot of pass rush. Our guys weren't getting home, and we obviously miss Aiden Hutchinson. 52-14, Lions beat the Titans, and they go to 6-1. First place in the NFC North, number 1 seed in the NFC as we speak, and that's your box score, Russ.
Oh my gosh, what a beautiful thing! Am I freezing up, or am I looking good now?
Good.
Okay, cool. I don't know what's wrong with my internet, but that's all right, man. I mean, yeah, they really did kind of do very well without Aiden Hutchinson in there, and I don't think it's because obviously they didn't replace the production. They didn't get the sacks, but one of the things about you're getting sacks or you're getting interceptions. You're obviously not getting interceptions if you get sacks. And they do have more time to throw the ball, and they're throwing the ball, and we're getting interceptions. What a cool interception by Kirby Joseph in there. And I called that game. I called that because they kept on going to that tight end in the middle. And I'm like, they ain't going to let this stand, Mike. They ain't going to let this stand. Eventually, they're going to pay for going over the middle. And lo and behold, they're on that next play, right in that nice little sweet spot where it was all safe and cozy on that last drive. Here comes Kirby Joseph up. Pow! Yeah, not so cozy anymore. So one of the things that I love about our defense is that they learn from their mistakes. And they bait people right into, oh, you beat me like that. I want you to try that again. Go ahead and try that again and see what happens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're watching the Villain Report. Nope, there he is. Coming back. You froze again, but it's okay. You're all good. You're back. No, you're not. Let's take a look in the comments. Let's see who we got here. Let's say good morning to the villains, because I know Russ sometimes gets ahead. And Dwayne in the house. What's up, Dwayne? Welcome to the show. Jeremy B in the house. Good morning, villain. Jeremy B says, where were you when the Lions? You remember the movie Remember the Titans? It was called Dismember the Titans. And that one comes courtesy of our good friend Elise Memes. Dismembered the Titans. There it is. Dwayne Keene in the house. Fred Peterson, good morning. It's a great day to be a Lion. The best part of waking up is Chicago Bears tears in my cup. Good call by Fred. Connor Brown, good morning. Matthew, good morning. John Herman, it's a great day for Lions fans. Detroit Fan Man, one of my favorite. Hey, what's up, peoples? Davey in the house. Elise Memes, the queen of memes. And Harpazo says, hey, Detroit faithful. Are you there, Russ? I see you blinking.
I don't want to say anything because then I start saying a take and then I'm frozen again.
Well, we can hear you now. If you freeze, I'll just fill in for you, buddy. That's what brothers do. We pick each other up.
I don't know what to say now. Go Lions. Great victory. Did I cut out yet?
No, you're still there, brother. Okay. Go on, roll on with your show.
Okay. I can't believe they didn't come in. They should have called on Donald Schwarzenegger. It is not done. Take my hand. I'll put the entire city of Minneapolis on my back. I do not care. 2 losses in 4 days. It does not matter. I will throw the ball to Justin Jefferson. Do not trade for a quarterback. Trade for John Connor.
Trade for John Connor. Right? Minnesota Vikings lose on Thursday. They lose 2 in a row, NFC North. And it's not one of those weeks where everybody else wins and the Lions win too. Nope. Chicago Bears lose on a Hail Mary. Minnesota Vikings lose to the Rams on Thursday Night Football. But the Green Bay Packers did squeak out a win in Jacksonville. They win 30-27. I actually lost that game because I had Jacksonville. Oh, actually, I won that game, Russ. You lost that game by a half point because the spread was 3.5. We make our predictions on Thursday, folks. If you don't know already, you should show up at this program on Thursdays and get our predictions because Russell Wayne.
My one loss.
Yeah, well, Russell Wayne did.
Loss, Mike. Come on, broski. Tell him about my loss. Forget about everything else.
Yeah, right. Russell Wayne goes 10-5. That's why you should come on Thursdays and check it out because Russell did go 10-5 with a Hail Mary against Chicago, making him cause 1 loss or he'd have had 11, a half-point loss with Green Bay or he'd have had 12. So you should definitely come in on Thursday and get our predictions. And real quickly, Russell went 10-5. I went 8-7. Russ hit his lock pick. He goes 5-3 for the year now for his locks. I am 4-4 because Cleveland beat the Baltimore Ravens. Unbelievable. Jameis Winston gives me a loss on my lock pick to bring me to 4-4 for the year. That's how we did.
Yeah, that man, and that felt like my Myles Garrett pipe dream went right out the window with that Cleveland win because they're probably dumb enough to think that they can go on a run now.
Yeah, Jameis Winston.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
I thought we had a shot right there, but I do feel you, Mike. And this is going to be a topic on this show until the trade deadline passes. And we didn't get a pass rush. The guys that we had in, it's like we went off of coverage. Like I said, we are going to lean on our strengths, and our strength is in our secondary. And you want to make sure you don't contain on the run game. And that is your job as a defensive end. We don't have the stud defensive end that's going to go get all the sacks right now. So you have to shift the defense a little bit, play in the coverage mode, and we're getting more turnovers now, less sacks. So I don't know. What do you want? You want turnovers? You want sacks? To me, I like turnovers. I like turnovers. Turnovers feel good. All of a sudden you have the ball and you're like, yeah. I mean, sacks are cool too. You can flex, but turnovers, man, that's changing games, getting interceptions and whatnot. But I do believe that we're going to go out and make a trade. We'd be dumb not to go out there, look at the, the landscape and see what's out there. I heard that Uchi or whoever the guy is from New England was a healthy scratch. Maybe he's getting traded somewhere.
Yeah, Josh Uche from the New England Patriots, former Michigan Wolverine. He's a pass rushing specialist. They made him a healthy scratch in the game yesterday, kind of indicating maybe they didn't want him to get injured before they can trade him. But I loved your call out on the turnovers. 2 interceptions by the Lions, also 2 fumble recoveries. Trevor Nowaski had a real nice interception in the game as well. And there was a lot of things. Here's another thing. Only 3 penalties on the Lions the entire game. Just great coaching all the way around, all phases of the game. This was a super win for the Lions. They just looked like men among boys every time they had the ball. Yeah. Not getting the defensive pressure. Maybe they're not getting the sacks as when Hutchinson was there. But to your point, Russ, we are going to make a trade. Don't worry, folks. Let me tell you something. The negotiation, when it comes to negotiating, Brad Holmes is as shrewd as they come. Old saying in the negotiating business, the first one to speak loses. The trade deadline is not till Tuesday, November 5th, which is election day as well. You can write in Dan Campbell if you like. That's what I'm going to do. You can absolutely point to it and say they're going to make a trade. But not yet. Can you imagine if Brad Holmes calls up the Browns or the Raiders and says, this is what we'll give you with a full week to go yet? No. You wait, because if you go and say, we'll give you 2, they're just going to say, I will get back to you. And now they have that piece of information that they can shop around. Well, Detroit's going to give us 2 twos for it. You're going to have to beat that. And they're going to continue to try to sweeten that deal. Don't look for anything to really heat up till a day or two before the deadline. That's when these talks really heat up. They might have thrown out some feelers to now, but the real offers aren't going to come till later this week, folks. So don't expect anything to get done right now. If so, then it's a bad negotiation. If you were to do something now, you're probably going to overpay, which is what the Lions have always done in the past. I don't see Brad Holmes doing that.
Yeah, I mean, but I think that we're in the window where the deals can get done at this point with a week left. I'm not thinking that it's bad negotiation to do it on the last week, because for one, you want to get the guy in, you want to get him accustomed to what's going on with the game, right? So I expect some deals to get done here at the beginning of the week, big time, like to get them in for that last week. I don't know if people want to wait till the midnight hour, even if you're the one getting the compensation. I mean, would you want that deal to go sour right there at the last second, and then you're just left with your half a trade in your hand and you don't get to do it till next year? So I think that we're in that negotiation window. The stuff that you're talking about, I think, was a couple weeks ago. You don't want to go and overpay, or in the case of like Amari Cooper and some of these guys that have already went. I think that the team getting the draft compensation got screwed because they went too early, and here, I'm going to give you on DeAndre Hopkins. What they get for him? Like a 4th round pick or something?
5th round pick.
Yeah. Like if you go too early, well, then you ain't going to get the draft compensation. So really, this is the Browns being smart. This is really the other teams being smart, not giving us their players too early, letting everybody know that they got players available, right? I mean, the Browns kind of ruined by already trading Amari Cooper, right? So everyone kind of sees you as a seller already. I already know that you want to get rid of your guy, so I'll give you a 4. I don't think that you're serious when you're selling them that early. So here we are. In the last week, what could you get done? I'm not giving up. I got my Dumb and Dumber. So you're telling me there's a chance for Myles Garrett, because that's my dream scenario. I'm sticking to it. But something gets done this week. Who did you see yesterday? Do you like Arden Key? Would you like to see him here, or Harold Landry? Would you like to see them from the Titans, Mike?
No, I wouldn't. I mean, if the price is right, then yes. But I don't see either of those guys as replacing half of Hutch's production. And that's what we're looking for. We're trying to get at least half of what Aiden Hutchinson gave us out there. And one thing, Ali McNeil played lights out yesterday. He was all over the field, especially in the first half. He was a game wrecker going in there. He didn't show up in the box score so much, but he was moving the pile, stopping the run game. Tony Pollard did have 93 yards, but he had that on 20 carries. So the Lions were still putting the smack down on the run game, even though he did gash us for a couple of 8 or 9 yard gains. That was about it.
One thing, I mean, Harold Landry's been sneaky good. He gets a start, and his contract is one of those contracts that does actually work good for us, that he could actually be a compliment to Hutchinson when he comes back, and we'd have a guy that we would have the opportunity to keep after this year for a couple years to go on if it's good enough. I don't know about Arden Key. I don't know enough about him. He had a good game yesterday against Decker, at least at the beginning of the game. But no, really, there's only 2 guys. One of them's definitely not available now. My Max Crosby, that one got shot right out the window. The owner came right out and said, "Hey, you ain't getting before the trade deadline. After the trade deadline, Max Crosby's staying in LA or
Las Vegas.
Dang it. I keep on forgetting. They're going
You're not the only one. It's all over. People still say Oakland everywhere.
It sucks. You quit switching cities, damn you. But no, who are we going to get help from, man? I mean, that's the thing. It's like we're looking at these guys, and I love these guys as, you know, backup pieces, guys that you can count on in a pinch for a couple games and whatnot. But this is not your Super Bowl answer. So even though you get a nice big victory, you know, it looks awesome. But, you know, Tennessee's, I don't want to minimize here because they blew them out really, really bad. So it made us look good. But Tennessee's got problems, man. They got problems all over the place. And the Lions took advantage of it. But beating the good teams, like going in here to Lambeau and getting a victory over the Green Bay Packers, that's going to be tough. That's a good team that we're going to go face. And you're going to face them, you know, without Barnes, without Hutchinson and Kaminsky, like all these guys that you had, you know, in your Warriors that you had at the beginning of the season. You know, you're getting thin there. We need some troops. We need and I'm hoping that we get it done before this week. I hope that we get some reinforcements, Mike, before we
there has to be
in Lambeau.
There has to be. We're not getting anything from the edge. And when you're playing Mason Rudolph, you can get away with it when your offensive is explosive like that. But there's going to be, you know, dog fights that we're going to need to get pressure, including next week against the Green Bay Packers. Joseph in the comments says, go get Arden Key before Green Bay or Chicago does. That's a good call out.
Yeah, I hope that we don't fall into the recency bias on that. Arden Key had a good game, but you know, that might have been his career game right there. He hasn't been that. He's been good, but I mean, don't look at that and just think, oh yeah, let him come here and get 2 sacks every game. It's like I don't know. I think Harold Landry is a better play. I mean, you might have to give up a day 2 pick, or maybe you can get away with a day 3 pick, depending on how desperate they are.
Mm-hmm.
But Harold Landry is the better player if you're going to go get a guy from Tennessee.
Well, Arden Key had 1.5 sacks yesterday, and Harold Landry only 1 tackle in the entire game. So
yeah,
definitely outplayed by Arden Key yesterday.
Arden Key's definitely a cheaper version. That's the dollar store version that you can get a guy that's good. I mean, he's probably better than anything that we got coming off our practice squad. I mean, that would be good. That would be good. But what else do we got in here, man? Harpozo Joseph. It's not that, Russell. He is a Decker killer. That's why.
Yeah, he did seem to run right. Arden Key did run right past Decker on a couple of plays there in the first quarter. It looked really bad. I don't know if it was a testament to Arden Key or if that's a knock on how Taylor Decker played yesterday in that first quarter.
Yeah, and that's fine. You know, I mean, there's a couple of times where teams had came out and punched us in the mouth. I mean, we're pretty good at taking that shot and, you know, readjusting. And after that awful first quarter by Taylor Decker, seemed like it worked out pretty well for us after that. So I think everybody, I mean, I could point out the time I was talking about it at the game yesterday when we were watching it, where you saw the defense get or the offense gave up, and then about 3 series later, the defense gave up. They gave up on offense. We were punking them out. They kept on turning the ball over, and you could see their demeanor where they were trying to shake tackles and they were trying harder and trying to fight for extra yards. You could see them catching the ball, just falling down if they got it. Rudolph started throwing the ball short, you know, getting bad incompletions, and they just kind of gave up. They set the game was over, you know. All right, we're down. Live to fight another day. Well, let's look for the exit. Anybody know where the quickest exit is? Because I want to get on the plane. I want to go back to Tennessee. I want to sleep in my bed tonight. Mama. I mean, we made them they tapped out yesterday, Mike. They did. You saw it. You saw it in their demeanor. And our team is that good. We're going to play you physical for 4 quarters. We're going to beat on you. We're going to wrench on you. And there's only a handful of teams that are going to be able to just take that and be in the game with us at the end of the other teams. We're going to wrench on them, and they're just going to give up.
Mhm.
We're gonna if you get the Hendon Hooker treatment, that means that your team sucks. You know. Yeah. Oh, look at Jared Goff. Yeah, where's the stats at on this one? Well, they took him out because the game was over in the third quarter. That's how you know your quarterback is good, when he only has to play half of the game.
Yeah, and the other teams in the conference, this thing is starting to emerge just like we thought it would. Now the Vikings have lost 2 in a row. The Bears go into Washington, they lose. But Green Bay wins, and these two teams starting to rise to the top here as we predicted that it would. A real soft schedule for Chicago out of the gate. Minnesota's about to hit a real soft stretch in their schedule. But these teams still got to play the Lions twice. And the Bears yesterday, how about Tyreek Stevenson, Russ? Did you see this? Where Tyreek Stevenson was taunting the fans and he was out of position when the ball was snapped. He was way over on the other sideline. He scrambles to get back in time, and he's the guy that jumps up and bats the ball to Noah Brown for the winning touchdown. I can't imagine that, he probably decided he was going to drive himself home. I'll skip the plane ride this tonight. So Tyreek Stevenson really with a blunder that may have cost the Bears. Henry Gray calling it out in the comments. Bears fans know what it's like to have your heart ripped out your chest on a last play Hail Mary. Where is Broski this morning?
Oh, he's a no-show. He's got to be a no-show. Let's look for him. Did he rear his ugly head?
He is not. He has not reared his head yet. But this showdown with the Green Bay Packers is looming large. We're going to talk about that at length tonight on the Main Event Football Show at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, hosted by yours truly. Be sure to tune in right here on this network, on the Villain Squad Network, and watch the Main Event Football Show tonight at 7 p.m. We're going to bask in the glow of this Titans victory, but we're also going to take an in-depth look at the upcoming game against Green Bay because, folks, it's War Week.
It is War Week. It is War Week. And hey, nobody's saying you don't have to send Broski a message or anything like that. He knows how we play here. He knows how we play here. He'll rear his ugly head here if he knows what's good for him on this show. Because here's the thing. You want to blame Stevenson on that show? Shame on you. Shame on you. You had 1st and goal at the 1-yard line. You and the coaching staff hands the ball off to an offensive lineman. You need to fire your coach. You're never going to win with Eberflus as your coach. You could have all the most talented players in the whole world. And you got Caleb Williams. He might be, he looks awesome in the pocket. He looks like he's just this crafty little dude in the pocket that could be awesome. Nah. You ain't going to win nothing with Eberflus when you're running a ball to offensive linemen on 4th and goal on the most mattered one. You should have ran that ball 4 times with Roschon Johnson. That's why you drafted him. For the love of God, get some coaching in Chicago. Draft all the most talented people. Ryan Poles has got to be up there going, oh, my God, what do you want me to do? I can't go play the game and coach the game, too. Yeah, I don't think Broski's going to show up because he would have to be accountable to that awful performance at the end. You got lucky to lose that game, but you got lucky to even be in that position to win that game. You should have won that game going away, but you blew it.
Yeah.
But you blew it. That's the game that you had that you should have won.
Last night, the Commanders are down. The Bears look like they're going to win the game. There's not time but for one more play. And I'm already preparing my takes for this morning, how the Bears win and the Packers win, when the Lions win, and what a great division. I'm preparing that take. All of a sudden, the Hail Mary happens. 5 minutes later, I get a text from Russell Wade says, Bears can suck it.
I don't want to hear it. That's the thing. It's like you run on the excuse train. There is no excuse for losing. It's like you might be able to say, "Oh my God, well this and that happened," and then this and that. It's like no. But at the end of the day, you're going to come in. You're going to have to deal with a 7-day loss or a 7-day win, and that's what we're finding out, Mike. And it's hard sometimes because you got to grin it. You got to bear it. But the thing is I'm not going to take the wins for granted, Mike. Like, I'm not going to come in here and minimize and go, oh, it was just a Titan. This is a win. This is a 7-day, you know, swinging out in the middle of the neighborhood and making it smack back and forth. Yeah. 7 days. We get to do that. And when you lose on a last second Hail Mary, that's the difference between you getting to go, nah, and then ghosting because you're too ashamed to come up and represent your team.
Moonscar Blade is in the chat. Something suspicious about this one. Broski taking the day off, boys, but man, he really is in tons of Lions chats, isn't he? That might be the worst.
A bunch of yada yada. It don't matter because you know why? Because none of those chats are here. This is where it's like, this is where you were. This is where you were since training camp. This is what you were doing since training camp. You don't get to take days off. You don't get to take days off.
Rather than take a day off, he decides to go to his other account and come in and post. So congratulations, Broski. I mean, Moonscar. You guys played the Commanders really tough. You had the win right there. And then Jaden Daniels snatches it away from you. We did get to see Jaden versus Caleb. And I think there's no question that Caleb, even if the Bears had won that game, when you look at the stat lines, Jaden was the more effective quarterback yesterday. I'm not trashing Caleb Williams because I still believe the kid's the real deal. It's just rookie growing pains. Jaden Daniels just seems to be ahead of the curve.
Oh, and your coach sucks. And that can't hurt. Like we had said 100 times before, when you had Trubisky, when you had Fields, it's like, who knows how good of those guys could have been with confidence and a good scheme and finding Andy Reid instead of the trash Windy City organization.
Moonscar says that he is not Broski, that I am way off on that. Sorry, you guys just have the same profile picture. My bad. My bad.
I mean, you're giving him credit for even coming in here on a trash count. I would give him a pass on that as long as you come in.
Right. We appreciate you being here, Moonscar, even if you're not Broski Bear.
Yeah. It's not Broski Bear. Broski Bear is a no-show, and you got 20 minutes to show up on the only show that matters because you came in since the beginning. Oh man, we had some times, Broski. We had some times. I don't want to hear that your dog died. I don't want to hear any of that stuff that just is convenient that you don't show up the day after a loss. Because you
had to take my mom to the hospital.
Day, no matter what. So I ain't hearing it. I ain't accepting it. Like, you come in and just own it. Come in and own it. That's okay. Every team loses.
Oh, Moonscar, I love this. He says he's different. His picture is a white paw on a black background. I made this one to mock him. Very nice. Okay, Moonscar. All right, you win.
He does. I mean, Broski had so much clout in here. He had his own anti-fans.
Yeah, and notice in his picture, he painted the nails of the claws on the bear. That's nice.
See, that's attention to detail.
I love that.
His fandom is legendary. But he come in and own that, man. You got a good excuse on that, Broski. You need to get your team to fire the coach because really you got a good general manager. You just need some good leadership there, and you might be snapping in the Windy City. They got the players, Mike. They play good physical defense. When you play good defense, you can really hang in there like with any of the teams. If you play good defense, if you can stop them. I mean, Caleb's got potential too. They just need an offensive coordinator and somebody that doesn't call. I mean, really, you drafted a quarterback number 1 overall. You have a rushing touchdown of 50 yards from your guy. You have a guy that is a a short yardage specialist and Roshan Johnson, and your call is to run to an offensive lineman who has 0 carries on the biggest play of the game. See, Dan Campbell's in their head right now. Everybody's trying to be slick like Dan Campbell, and you can't, you're not us. And you'll never be us, Chicago. You'll never be us. Stop trying to be slick. It cost you the game. You could have been up by 2 touchdowns. You fumbled the ball on the 1 yard line. That's like some Ernest Biner shit, Mike. I mean, you have a chance, and they go. That's crazy. On a Hail Mary, put yourself in a position of a Hail Mary, and then you go and you have Tyreek Stevenson, John with the fans. The fans can take credit. Those fans of Washington can take credit for that win because they got all up in Tyreek Stevenson's head, and then he messed up the last play. Sorry. I'm speaking the truth. I got to get there you go. What I'd like to have right now is for all of you fat, out of shape, Windy City pissants. Keep the noise down while I take my robe off and show all the ladies what a real sexy man looks like. Hit the music.
Hit the
Tell you
music.
something, Eugene. With me and all my Hulkamaniacs out there, my 24-inch pythons, Jameer Gibbs and David Montgomery, dude. With the rushing attack, #1 in the NFL, brother. What you gonna do, Green Bay, when the Detroit Lions run wild on you? I think Bobby Boucher's his face says it all, Mike. I'm sorry about that. Sometimes, Hulk comes in whenever he wants to come in. I can't stop it,
Ken Fisher's got a question for you, Russ. He says, what do you think was a bigger mistake, the Hail Mary or the play before where they literally just gave them 10 yards to set it up? That's a great call out right there, because it looked like Jaden Daniels threw the ball as far as he could, and it went 67 yards in the air, which is very respectable. But that extra 10 yards, he might not get that ball to the end zone. So I like that call out.
Yeah, they should have never been in that position is my point. I mean, when you got 1st and goal on the 1 yard line, and I mean, I give them all credit in the world because, I got to put a shout out to the Lions defense, because here's the thing, you gave up some pass yards, but then you nullified all of those pass yards by shutting them down when they got into the red zone. The Lions are a different beast when you get inside the 20-yard line. I'm telling you, that defense is elite inside the 20-yard line. We are a hard team to score on.
Darcy Maviel's in the comments. He says, concerns on Taylor Decker. Do you think it was just a fluke in that first quarter where he was getting burned a couple of times?
It was a fluke. No. I mean, concerned. I'm not concerned about it because it didn't continue. Arden Key didn't continue to get the better of him. So, he got the better of him a couple of times, and then Taylor Decker shut him down for the rest of the game. But you pick up your teammates. This was a weird game. What was Jared Goff's passing? 12 for 15 for 85 yards. That's like that's an anomaly. And then you still keep that real high percentage, completion percentage in that game, incredibly efficient. It just didn't have to do it. These other parts of the team, you win 52-14. You're crushing this team on every other spot. It's like, I don't know. Were you concerned by watching that? I mean, honestly, I'm watching Mason Rudolph.
It's my quarterback.
And And it's really funny that these players will come in and they will have the games of their life. Like some of those catches that they were making, completely contested. Brian Branch, I know he was there on 2 of the plays where he's right there trying to wrestle the ball out, and the player made a play. Calvin Ridley was making some contested catches. Calvin Ridley had a good game. And sometimes it's not, oh my God, what's happening to our players? Sometimes it's just, wow, that's a professional football player on the other side, and he just made a good play. You can't ask a defender to do anything more than to be sticky, right? All over the guy with his hands up in there trying to knock the ball out at the point of attack and, coming up short. What do they say? Next play, I'm not going to let you beat me again. I'm not going to let you beat me again. They beat a couple times over the middle with those tight ends right in that soft spot in the zone. Rudolph was hitting them. Right at the beginning of the game, they kept on hitting them in that soft spot in the zone.
Right.
And everybody on the Lions den's going, man, when are they going to do something about that? I'm like, just wait. Just wait. They ain't going to put up with that shit the whole game. Would that second quarter come in? Oh, oops, Kirby gets it, runs it back. It's a different deal. You got to put those things down. You got to figure out how they're attacking you, because you can guess. They do their game plans for the whole week that, okay, I think they're going to attack us like this. They might attack us like this. But then you get into the game and you go, okay, here's how they're actually attacking us. Okay, let's do this, this, and this. You make the adjustments. So now for 4 weeks in a row, that's what the Lions have done. I see what you're doing.
You're watching the Villain Report, hosted by Russell Wayne, right here on the Villain Squad Network, brought to you by NFL Shop. There is a link in the comments where you can click on that, and it'll take you to the Detroit Lions NFC North champion gear immediately. You can buy any NFL Shop gear and use our code, use our link, and save up to 30% off between now and November 1st, because the Villain Squad Network is an official marketing partner of NFLshop.com. I'm Main Event Mike. I'll be back again tonight at 7 p.m. for the Main Event Football Show. You got some great comments here to respond to. I got a jet, Russ. Thanks for having me. Take care, everyone.
There he is. That's Main Event Mike with his Emmy nomination. He's the food and beverage director of the Villain Squad right here. We are the UDFA of sports podcasting. Yes, that's right. You can help our page just by liking, sharing, commenting, getting yourself involved in any one of these comments that we hit. And we especially appreciate our live crew that comes in here, the hundreds of you that come in here and look at this live, because we're going to get 5,000 to 10,000 people looking at this. So I really appreciate the live crowd that comes in here. First, Sarah, now Broski. Guess we're weeding them out, Russ. Oh, I got to get. Yeah. Broski taking a day off. Dude, I'm not bro. Okay. I'm finding out where we were. LOL. LOL, the only show that matters. Yes, 100%. Well, from my perspective, I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I mean, we're not the best show that's out here. I'm not the best show that's out here. I'm not even the fifth best show that's out here. There's a lot of better sports shows. I love Woodward Sports. I love the guys over at Crunch Time. I love Locked On Lions. I think they're all better than me, but whatever. They got corporate people backing them up. I'm just a dude in my attic talking to you guys. I'm a real fan I'm a fan. I'm doing this because I'm a fan, and I've been doing this. And, if I can make a living at it, I would love to be able to do that someday. But for right now, it's just me and you. Here we are. The only shows that matters from my point of view, because he didn't come and run his mouth on all those other shows and is ghosting them. He came on here since training camp and ran his mouth all the way up. And that's what I want. That's what I want rival fans to do. I want I want rival fans to come in and run their mouth no matter what. No matter what. Not just when you're winning. No matter what. And I'm sure we'll get some of the old Packer fans that are going to come in here this week. And that's all right. They're more than welcome. But we know the truth. But we know the truth that we show up even on our bad days. Most of us do. Oh man, I'm sorry. Seriously, I don't want anybody's dog to die. I don't want anybody to be going through a heartbreak. But as it pertains to trash talking, I don't want you to put that on my heartstrings. I'll tell you what, if your dog died, send me a personal message, broski, and I'll give you condolences, but don't use it as a way to avoid trash talk and pull on people's heartstrings like I'm some kind of heartless guy that I would just go at you even though you're having a really, really, really bad day, which just so happens to line up with a loss. 4 straight passes at the 1, man. That was an NFL script or what? Was Caleb 10 for 44? Oh, take your pants off. Take your pants off. That's what gun guy says. Take your pants off. You never know. You never know on these podcasts. I know. I just got the sweatshirt on right now, but you never know. You never know. Russ, Mike, in your opinion, what is the bigger mistake to play call before? We did hit that up. I don't know what the bigger mistake is. The biggest mistake is 4 passes from the 1-yard line and then trying to run the ball with an offensive lineman was the biggest mistakes. Darcy, I have no problem with your concerns with Decker. He got beat a couple bad times on there. No big deal. I like how Dan keeps... I don't like how long Dan keeps the starters and give Hooker some playing times, quit babying him. Or is he just sucking that bad in practice? I don't know what you got out of Hendon Hooker playing bad or whatever. I mean, what do you want, Dan to keep the starters in or take the starters out in the 3rd quarter? I mean, I don't know. They had a lot of the starters out. I don't think that they're babying him at all. I mean, how many teams are good enough that they're whooping a team so bad in the NFL that they get to take their starters out? I mean, remember, this isn't college football. We don't need to do that now. It's now SOB. It's not that SOB. It's the same old Bears. That's the SOB. If Stevenson was a Detroit Lion, he wouldn't be today. Oh, wow. Hey, Brian, Tennessee up in the house. Does have a pretty good defense up front. You got to give them credit. They do. That's one of the best defenses in the league, believe it or not. And they play that smash mouth kind of physical defense too, where they just kind of stand up, they line up with their guys. The Lions games are just better to watch after the opposing team's first 2 drives. That's true. You got to figure it out. It's funny. Last year, it was the 3rd quarter. You know, they had a hard time in the 3rd quarter and they couldn't score in the 3rd quarter. Now it's not 3rd quarter. It's the beginning of the games. They've been starting slow and been figuring it out and then running downhill afterwards. But Goff had high school stats and still won. They didn't need to. I mean, when you got special teams getting you on, in the red zone like 4 times and then scoring just a straight touchdown. I mean, special teams dominated. That's what happens when special teams can dominate. I mean, you think about it, Goff threw his 3 touchdown passes, but it's like they didn't need him to play a great game. He only needed to get like 20 yards to get the touchdown. Darcy says the past 2 games he hasn't played well. Who they were playing? Oh yeah, They were playing Minnesota. Minnesota's tough, man. Minnesota's tough. And they won those 2 games. You know, you got to pick each other up. I'm not concerned about Decker. I'm not concerned about Decker. Like the way that the Minnesota that they play defense is like a trickery type of thing. And it's not like getting dominated. Like Arden Key just got around Hutchinson because he got a good quick move. And I mean, he got him. And he doesn't, and Decker hasn't played well against Arden Key. As far as the Minnesota one is, Minnesota fools people with their blitzes, man. That's what they do. And they ended up figuring it out by the end of the game. They were still able to move the ball. You know, isn't anybody concerned with how long Dan keeps the starters in? I don't understand that, because with 53 people, you got 11 and an 11. And then you got another group of special teams guys. You're only that they did take the starters out. I mean, Hendon Hooker finished out the game. I mean, and defensively, I mean, was it a defensive? Which starters are you the most concerned about, Brian? I guess that's a better question to ask you. Raymond missed the all-time return yardage, I believe, by 15 yards. Yeah, Raymond's my slam dunk villain of the week. I mean, I love the game that Gibbs had, but how often are you going to get a chance to, you know, make a special teams player like Raymond the villain of the week? So I think that's it. But get your nominations in. Who was the best player on the Lions? Who do you want to give villain of the week to? We got to get that one going. Last week, we ended up getting Jake Bates onto the list. I mean, there you go. The guy's been a good pickup. Might not be the best, but he's one of my favorite ones. I know lots of Lions fans going to the game. Not to mention that huge lead. We were just trying to kill the clock, and we let Hooker get his feet wet. Yeah, he was just handing the ball off, honestly. I mean, they didn't really let him do anything. I can kind of okay, Goff mainly. I can see that. I was actually complaining about that a little bit too, Brian, but they weren't having Goff do anything. And I remember the one hit that he took, and I was like, that was the last time that we're going to see Goff in the game. And it was when he took that big hit in there. And that's okay. You know, Goff is the starting quarterback. I mean, I guess they could have taken him out a couple before. I would admit that. I would admit that. They might have been trying to get the clown show going too much. I don't know. Jay says Titan fan here. Hey man, I'm sorry about that. I hope that you guys can get some value out of some of the guys that are on your team so you can keep building. I mean, that's a pretty good defense that you could build from. That defense gave up a lot later than the offense did. The offense gave up on your team like in the third quarter. The defense lasted till the fourth quarter at least. But I'm sorry about your loss, man. That's I mean, it's a long time coming. We haven't even beat you as a Titans yet. So no offense, Jay, but you had that ass whooping coming. Says we were thin at the D, too thin to take those starters out completely. Yeah, he was just talking about Goff. I get the Goff thing because he was taking some hits. Raymond's hands down. Leaf. Dwayne says Khalif, Raymond, Gibbs, David Montgomery, Sam Laporta, Bates. Yeah. I mean, and out of those, like, who do you give it to? You got to give it to one of them. I mean, Goff or David Montgomery throwing a pass. How about that? You got to like that. But we did have to manufacture any type of pressure that we had. And that's tough, man. That's tough. But David Montgomery, the class of Mount Healthy High School in Cincinnati, Ohio. David Montgomery dropping dimes. He's like, I threw 4 touchdowns in one game in high school in a state championship. Put me in, coach. Put me in, coach. And then you count on him. You count him. Dropping dimes. You see that? That ball had some velocity on it, too, when David threw that touchdown pass. But with all that being said, I do believe that Khalif Raymond should be the villain of the week. Because even you, Dwayne, you mentioned him in your 4 guy. You still added him to your, yeah, there you go. That's the thing. It's like, how often? I believe that Jahmyr Gibbs will have another opportunity to become villain of the week. And I know it's a very prestigious award. There you go. Look at that. I love it. I love it when rival fans come in and add value to the show. Thank you, Jay, for that. Yes. Khalif is an ex-Titan. Waiver wire gem picked up by the G, Brad Holmes. Davey, another vote for 11 as the villain. Khalif Raymond stealing the show. Stealing the show. I mean, you want to know why Goff only had 100 yards passing? Because Khalif Raymond was balling.
Now that's even good in the neighborhood.
Khalif Raymond was balling. How many times does Goff have, like, you know, he's inside the 20 with the first snap that he takes?
Now that's even good in the neighborhood.
So yes, Khalif Raymond, even all of the other stuff came from that. You know, to me, it's so good to see Jahmyr Gibbs finally, you know, get that breakout. And you get to see that breakaway speed. You know, you get to see him running away from everybody. And he said he wasn't even touched on that play. They said he wasn't touched on that play. Which goes to show, Darcy, with your concern on Taylor Decker. I'm not concerned about Taylor Decker because when Jahmyr Gibbs was running with everybody looking behind him, he said he wasn't touched. He wasn't touched, which means that all Jahmyr Gibbs had to do was run fast. So that my concern, I'm not that concerned about Taylor Decker. I love our offensive. Our offensive line makes everything possible. That offense can score on any defense. That's the best offense in the NFL. If I need to dodge left, I'll dodge left. I'll use my right hand. If I need to use my left hand, I'll use my left hand. I'll hit you with the hook. I'll hit you with the uppercut. We got the good straight jabs. We got good counter punches. This team is great. This is one of the great teams in the NFL right now. Honestly, if you want to say Kansas City is better, that's cool because, you know, they're undefeated. But I'll put my team up against anybody's team right now. And we're going to find out this week. We're going to find out this week, but I think that it's Green Bay that's going to find out. Green Bay is going to find out how good this team is. Because I think Green Bay is a good team. But I think they're going to find out just like the Minnesota Vikings did. You may be a top team in any top 10 team in the NFL, but we're a top 5 team. And you're going to find out. But one thing is for certain, that we don't find out. And somehow the sun shines on a dog's ass and Green Bay wins the game. I ain't going to run and hide like Broski and Sarah. I'm going to come up here and I'm going to take my medicine on a loss. Because we don't hide. We come in here every day. 5 days a week, 6 days a week, Monday through Saturday. 10 a.m. Lion Villain Report. We are accountable on the losses. Lions only have one loss this year. It's been a great year. This has been a great year that I only had to come in for 7 days after that Tampa Bay loss and take my medicine. I took my medicine. And the ones that have been here the whole time, they know I took my medicine. And that's all right. That's all right. Bear fans, the softest fan base. Not the softest. But we got them all. We got them all. They were in here, now they out of here. They ran their mouth right out of here. Oh, you better look out, Lions. I'm going to talk shit about your Lions on your show. Yeah. You better look out. Where you at? Where you at, Bear fan? Where you at, Viking fan? Your fan bases are soft. Soft fan bases. We show up on our losses for our team. We don't make excuses. And if we make excuses, we at least come on here and make the excuses live. But be accountable. Donald Schwarzenegger is accountable. The Vikings aren't finished yet. Sam Donald's going to throw touchdown passes to Justin Jefferson and to Hawkinson. Take my hand, Minneapolis. I'll put the whole city on my shoulders. Come with me if you want to live. I'll be back. Christopher Walken is a fan of the Villain Report. You can watch the Villain Report. It's a Lions fan show. You can watch it. It's at 10 a.m. in the morning. You could watch it. It could be good for your life. It could be good for you. It could be good for you. Lions Villain Report, 10 a.m. Lions are cool. Yeah. Khalif Raymond, you're on here. They scored a touchdown. Yeah, you got a touchdown. Shut up, dumbass. I don't watch Khalif Raymond score another touchdown. It's Overreaction Monday. We still got the best division in football. Do we? How did you feel after that loss? Bear fan, you want to fire your coach yet? Yeah, let's hand the ball off to a guard on the most important play of the game. That sounds like a great idea.
Now that seems good in the neighborhood.
That sounds like fun. Lions win 52-14. My name is Russell Wayne, and this is the Lion Villain Report, and you can join me every day at 10 a.m., broadcasting live into our Facebook page. Thank you to everyone that follows, shares, and likes and comments on to this content, helping us get up in that algorithm. We're also live on our YouTube page at Lions Villain Squad. Brought to you by NFL Shop. You can use the link or you can use that QR code, get yourself up to 30% off of your order. If you want to partner with the Villain Squad, if you own a business and you want to be guilty by association, call Main Event Mike 810-620-2167 so you can get pricings and information on how you can be guilty by association with your business. Our stars support autism awareness in my wife's page. Right there. She's sharing resources to parents who have children with special needs, and we want to help her out. So all of your Facebook star comments will go to be helping us get autism awareness out there, helping us share resources out there. Join the conversation. Join the conversation. It's faith, family, and then football. In that order. We use football to spend time with our family. We use football to create those memories. We don't let football use us. And may the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again. That'll be tonight for the Main Event Football Show. God bless you guys. Talk to you soon.
And yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet.
Focus on the mental, never lose like a smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple.
Never give up and we running and maybe we just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never this way. We indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, it's your opportunity, your opportunity.